Hello. Okay, this is a little exciting. We're not playing Chaos Dwarfs, and we're not playing Chaos, we're not playing Dwarfs. Those are really the three things that we've played, apart from Amazons. We are playing against Lizards. Let's check them out. Alright, so they've got this Croc score is effectively our guy, but without a movement burst. Because our guy is a Croxagore dressed as a bear. 1 strength 5 Saurus, which is very nice for them. And then block most of the way down, that's great. Agility skink and a diving tackle skink. Okay. How are they doing? Solid record, not surprising. Lizards are a pretty great team, especially, you know, before they've played too many games against, you know, before they get big team value and start facing bash teams, and then they get, then they struggle because their bash is not as effective. And you can see he's almost at 1500 and yet doesn't have a lot of bash skills yet. So I guess they somewhat suffer from similar similar issues to Kislev in that sense, that they're just an expensive team. What are they going to take? I honestly don't know. Do they have the extra player? Yeah. For some reason, I recognize that name. I'm not sure where from. Only level 19 though, so I don't know if this is like a new account. Probably a new account for an old player. I don't know how you actually, I guess you would. Steam accounts are free, right? I don't know how they, you know, I don't know, but then they're probably free, but you'd have to buy the game again. So they're not really free. Anyway, that name just rings a bell. Anyways, we'll do what we can. Okay, so they've gone for Slibley. That gives them another Blocksaurus, which is pretty solid, honestly. No Mighty Blow, though. So I guess that's something, but it does give them some extra guard, which would be helpful. He is pretty solid. I think last time we used him, because we have access to him as well, he died early, as do all star players that we take. But yeah, I think this has the potential to be tough for us, because obviously we're outstrength across the board, so getting away from them is going to be hard. Knocking them down is going to be hard. But it's just, honestly, it's nice just to play a different team, right? At least we're in the kind of conditions that we like to play in. Being Kislevites, you know. Alright, and we can go on defense first, which I like. We will do our usual thing of taking off a thrower. I mean a catcher, I always say thrower. I guess we'll take Rafferty. Do we want to do that? Hang on, they don't have tackle. Okay, I think this is one of those instances where we actually don't want to do that, because we're going to want to do a lot of running away. I guess the downside is that means our front line is a bit overqualified. Oh well. Okay, how does this look? I guess that's as good as we're going to get, really. We have to hope and pray that he rolls a lot of, what would you call it, defender stumbles? Is that what it's called? I think so. The one that dodge blocks against. Or pushes. Let's just make sure we're all happy here. I mean, we're as happy as we can be. Poor old Caspian has been taking a bruising. Did I put anybody on the front? I don't want... No, I'm okay with this. And the reason we put Bartholomew on the front is because, you know, Blodge is as good a defensive setup as you can get. I mean, we could have put Algernon up there, but if one of them's going to break, in a way, Bartholomew would be the one that we'd want to break first, even though he could potentially be more useful because Algernon is not injured yet, and he has that wrestle, which, you know, could come in useful. And this is a team, I mean, the Skink Agility 4, that is a problem. But they don't have block on their ball handlers, so that is nice. So I'm not being very descriptive here, but what can one do? So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they play this. It'd be interesting to see how we play it, to be honest. Don't really have any set in stone plans of what we're going to do. We're just going to play it by ear. I think I recognize this. I think I recognize this name from Total War. I don't think it's from Blood Bowl, which would make sense why level 19, maybe they don't play this as much, although I'm sure they know what they're doing from their record. But I think I've seen them play in tournaments on Total War. Okay, so they get an extra reroll, which... Oh boy, and they caught the ball. I mean, it's an agility 4, they were likely to get it anyway. But getting the reroll and the free catch is pretty nice way to start. Although, if they push our team, that's also fine. Honestly, the grab could be a factor. I think I'd be tempted to do this. Oh, it's not a... Yeah, because we have guard as well. Yeah, you probably just hit him with this guy. Stand firm is also going to be a thing. So I'd expect to see a blitz now, possibly on... Probably on Finnegan with this guy. Just getting out of range. Okay, dropping somebody back to help protect. Not a bad idea. Pretty sensible play so far. Because it's easy to get all your Saurus trapped up front, and then when the other team leaps over you, as our team is wont to do, you can have trouble. Okay, is he gonna 4, 5, 6? No, I don't think he's... I guess he's just throwing slowly in there anyway. I mean, he's a good road blocker, so I expect him to kind of bump. Or maybe round it outside to block us in. Probably round it outside to kind of keep us hemmed in. I think that's what I would do. Okay, okay. So, maybe we're seeing a blitz here? Yeah. Alright, let's see. Where do we want to go? There's nothing we want to do too much yet, so let's just drop back. See if he wants to follow in. He doesn't want to follow in, or if he does, he's doing it post block. And this is the very reason why we put Bartholomew on the front rather than, say, you know, like Rutherford. Because Rutherford potentially would have fallen over. Are we going to see the big chomp? No. Okay. As of right now, we have... well, let's see. Yeah, we do have a jump up 1 dicer here. I guess we'll give it a go. No doubt. Oh, we did it. Down he goes. Downstairs, I don't really want him in contact with this guy, but what can you do? Do I want to follow this? No, not really. So I guess we'll try and make this hit. No dice. Oh boy, tackle on Florin would have been super useful in this game, but... Is Slibley's strength 4? Yeah, he is. Okay, I'm willing to give this a shot then. Well, not ideal. I think he's going to stay there. Okay, they don't... Yeah, okay, so I was just having a little think there. I don't want to get too penned in by them here. So we've got one that's definitely going to be taking a hit. Whoops. Okay, let's go with this. I guess Rutherford is probably our best bet of getting the ball out in this particular game, because no sure hands. We'll see how long it is before they actually push up the field. They may try and do some damage first. Blitzing Benedict wouldn't be a bad idea. Now the interesting thing about this game is we could potentially use just catches to try and free up the ball as well. If we could get, for instance, Valentino in there, and then blitz with Bartholomew or Algernon. Okay, he's really going after our catches. Which... it's one of those tricky things. I'm not a big fan of it, from my own personal experiences. He needs to bring somebody in if he wants to have a... No, he doesn't. He can just do a 2 dice here. I'm not a big fan of going after Blodge because I have the exact same experience that he's just having there. It just... You get them over so rarely. It's like when you play Wood Elves, it just feels like a futile effort trying to block them every turn. Okay, so it looks like he's beginning to push up the field, which we like. We have to be careful of 10 quacks whack. Or however you would prefer to pronounce that. Oh, interestingly, we could already... Well, of course he's going to knock this guy over. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Downside is that Benedict is stuck on the Crocs, which I didn't think about. Got to assume that Valentino is going to have trouble this turn. Was really hoping to knock him over. But, you know, there was never a guarantee. But we were stuck on him anyway with Finnegan, so we'd have had to be dodging away. Hitting him felt like as good an option as that. It wasn't like we were trying to take extra stuff there. So, okay, so he's just finishing off his cage. And then he'll take this hit. Okay, no dice on that is good. Does have grab. Probably still wants to push him away though, yeah. Although if he follows... He didn't follow, so he's now freed up our guard. There's a lot of potential options as of right now. Now, do you want to move? No. Well, that's a bummer. That would have been very handy indeed. Because this guy, if this guy was... Yeah, okay. Well, if we get our guard in to here, what are you gonna do? I guess you could just come up to... Well, you can't go here. You could go here. Okay. Just checking. Okay, so there's a +1 strength around there. I guess we'll do this. Actually, this guy would be better. 1, 2, 3. Got to move a little bit faster here. Alright, that's why we use this guy. Okay, ball is loose. Not really in a good position as of right now. Oh dear. Okay. Well, that's not ideal. But we're not going to force it. I mean, apart from what we forced over here. Let's hold on to those rerolls. So he's looking at putting the diving tackle onto Bartholomew. But he probably wants to move this guy first. Valentino goes down. So that's what makes Rutherford so dangerous, is he basically, to get the ball free against this team, he just needs to roll a 2+. So that's why they're going to want to keep him away. I'm presuming we're going to see a 3 dice back to Rutherford here. Not knocking Slibley down for 2 turns in a row means he's really earning his pay here. Yeah, could go for the skink hit as well. Okay, that worked out. Now he can... Oh, I thought he might push this guy here to get more blocks. Okay, so Rutherford's out, which is not ideal. We're not going to use the Apo yet, because that's not permanent, and we can basically jump a blocker in there and still knock him down on a... What, like a 4+? Block. Oh no, it's a 5+, isn't it? Still, that's not too ridiculous. Okay, they're retreating, which I do like, because that gives us a chance to kind of reassess. I don't like the fact that we're just kind of constantly getting... We're in base contact with, like, all Saurus and no skinks. Just like that. Yeah, we could really have used Cornelius over here. We're both doing a lot of thinking in this game, and I think that's honestly reasonable because there's a lot of factors for both of us to try and take in here. This Kislev team is not straightforward to deal with, and they're not straightforward to play, so I think that's why we're both taking our time. And this is not a team that you play very often, so you don't really get used to their shenanigans either. Still going after the catches, not had any luck yet, but that could change. Well, I say that. The 2 dice went well. Okay, we just needed him to knock himself down. Did he bring the skink over here? Not that I can see. He is still kind of annoyingly in the way. Oh, where to go? This guy's really in the way. Don't think I can attack this turn in a way that I'd like to, so... Could go for that, but the problem is it's a GFI. Huh. This is honestly a bit awkward. I guess you're making this hit. Oh dear. Okay, okay. We have progress. I guess we'll follow that. Let's get you away from Slowblade. Well, I think we're going to actually cage up our own guy here. And we will attempt a leap. Because that's better than dodging. Alright, solid. And we'll just wait for these 2 guys to come back. I think he only had... Well, he technically has the hit on the bear and then a blitz here. So both of us are kind of biding our time here. The fact that this guy's behind us I don't like, but I mean, what can we do? We're just kind of trying to keep him surrounded, keep our options open. He's got to kind of push at some point. Doesn't have to be super early because, like, skinks are ridiculously fast. Yeah, he's... We're both having the issue... This could be quite a long game, we'll see. But we're both having the kind of issue where we're having to like really think through our turns because there's just so much going on. And yet, weirdly, so little. Might reroll. Yeah, he did go for the reroll. But again, it's not like a high... what would you call it? Probability. That's what you'd call it. It's not like a high probability reroll, so... But that said, he has 4 rerolls and 5 turns, so I mean, you may as well if it's your only sort of real block. I mean, I know the Crocs will block, most likely. He just has to pop one guy in there. But that's one that you don't really want to reroll anyway, because loner. Okay, so he's trying to sort of trap us in, but obviously that's semi-effective because 2 of our guys there dodge out on 2+, and leap out on 2+ as well. So it's not even as effective at holding people in as it would be against, say, elves. Because our team does not respect tackle zones as much as most. But he's doing a good job of protecting the ball. We did get 1 hit on it, and we got it free. Didn't use a reroll on it. Didn't turn into a whole lot in the end, but I think it put out a, you know, put out the warning bells at least. Okay, so yeah, the problem remains that there's no good path through here unless I decide to try and hit the Crocs. Or try and hit this guy again. Which I guess we could do, right? We'll give it a go. We won't learn our lesson. Oh, we really didn't learn our lesson, did we? Okay, so that being the case, I guess we squeeze in here. Do we? No, I think we actually do provide some potential. Oh yeah, you need to come around to here. We need to be careful about the switch over. Very nice. And we'll pop him next to these guys because they can get away faster. And we'll stay. Oh, very nice. Oh, that is some aggression there. Cornelius has really turned it on. Oh, going straight in for the Apo there. And maybe it was a bad injury. I think it was. Was it? Yeah, I think it was. So let's just kind of close in a little bit here. And what are you gonna do? Alright, let's see which way they want to... Let's see how they want to push this. We've kind of left this side open, but we are very fast as well. If he can find a way to remove some of this, which would just take potentially 1 person to move that, he could potentially free up this guy, but I think it's going to be a bit awkward. Oh, Valentino going down is unfortunate for our chances of... Yeah, I think he'll push down this wing there. Because he can also potentially do this, and then just end up here. GFIs are scary, of course, so that does make things interesting. Having these guys here means that this is a 1 dice, and this is obviously a 2 dice against, so this is a bit annoying for him. Not to say that he shouldn't take it, but that's why I brought this guy in. Because it gives us a guy that is providing pressure. Yeah, this is what we thought might happen. Is he going to reroll again? No, he's just gonna push into this area, I think. If he doesn't foul Valentino, though, Valentino is in a good place to leap to pretty much anywhere where the ball might be if he goes down this way. And I don't see him switching because his team is kind of trapped on this side. This guy's just going to probably, yeah. Sibley is trapped, which is nice because that's their only guard on the field right now. So they won't have their own guard. Oh, I wish Valentino had sidestep. Kind of see how he sets this up, how many people he squashes in here. The danger to squashing in too many is... oh, he's thinking about the foul. Okay. I mean, it makes sense because this is obviously a danger player. Valentino really needs sidestep. Because when we get into these side field situations, it just gets very risky for him. Okay, he went for the 1 dice there before he took this, but this... I think this should be a 2 dice on... yeah. Okay, now if we were feeling really crazy here, we could jump Valentino in here. We could jump Rafferty in here, and then we could do a jump over and blitz. Which would force them off the field, but get half our team served. How aggressive are we feeling? We don't have a very good position, so... I think we're trying it. This is a bit wild. You need to stay where you're at. Is this going to work? Hang on a second. Yes, because it counts as a free square. Stay, I guess. Okay, we have to sacrifice him here. Okay, that's pretty commonplace. Okay, and we're going to leave everybody else where they're at. Oh, okay, so this is by no means, yeah, and the reason he's looking at that is because diving tackle and sidestep, so yeah, here's where all our catchers die. But I think you'll agree that was probably the most Kislev thing we've ever done. I don't think in his wildest dreams he was ever expecting us to do a full surround there. I could be wrong. I mean, to some degree, there's only so much you can mitigate against our team when it's actually on the field. Let's see what he chooses here. Okay, I think he's decided, you know what, let's hit him down because we might actually do an armor break, which he did, and he can still surf Algernon. Sure, we'll dodge. Don't matter. Okay, Algernon will be back. The good news is that's 3 of their Saurus on the wrong side of the field. We'll kind of see how much they can kind of defend this now. I think you probably hit this way, right? Oh, he is trapped though, that's nice. It's a nice idea to free him up though. Alrighty. And then I'm imagining we're going to see him come over here. Yeah. I think you do the dodge because you have the reroll on that. Oh, but diving tackle. Yeah, that's right. Well, no problem. Alright, so... Okay, so it's dodge. So we need to not dodge. I mean, we could also come down, but that's only a 2 dice. Okay, I'm going to do this leap first, because if we move our guys up and then this guy doesn't make it, it's all for naught. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Perfect. I think we just leave it at that. I don't know if we're going to score because I think he's got enough guys back here to cause us issues. But I'm happy with what we did, at least. And it's going to be tough for him to score. Certainly not impossible. Well, you know what? I think it is going to be impossible. Because he's bringing... this is turn 7. So unless he runs this guy down here, which I don't see him doing, he's really just purely on score stopping now. Okay, reroll used and bear still up. So he's just going to use the one guy. Or maybe he's going to hit with Slibly. No. Oh, so the blitz is coming in on here, I guess. 6, 7, yeah. He has done well with his GFIs. Okay, so we're, well, we do stand this guy up, I think. No, I actually think we do this. Oh boy. And then this. Well, that makes me less excited about doing what I was gonna do. I think we're just gonna stand this guy up. Fair enough. So if he's basically going to have to dodge to get the hit here, which I think he might try. Otherwise he's looking at a 1 dice, unless, let's see, oh, this guy could get up there. It would be a dodge for this guy as well, but it's not away from one of these guys. This guy being here would have been really helpful, to be honest. Oh, you know what? That's a dodge. Well, it's a bad dodge anyway. I think it's a 6+ dodge, even if it's not away from a one of these guys. I guess I could have put him here, in retrospect, but I wanted to make it so he couldn't, like, hit one of them and then get back up here. Don't know if that was the way to go in the end. Okay, reroll used, which is good if he's going to do the 1 dicer with the skink here, which I think he's going to. Yeah, it's probably not worth trying to injure your skink for. You're not getting anything out of it. If you're gonna foul, I think this is the guy to go for. Is there anything we really want to do here? No, there's not. Alright. Oof. That was quite a steal. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna let them set up, then I'll set up. And then I'll run away from him. Should have really stayed to see if either of those guys came back, but didn't. Did our guy... Okay, so Rutherford stayed out, and... Oh, their agility guy stayed out. I didn't even realise... Oh, okay, I forgot he got KO'd because he got pushed off the field. But that's useful because he's somebody that could, like, get on the ball and be annoying. That was very interesting half, though. I was worried I had kind of left things a little bit too late, but I knew I kind of had to go in that turn because I felt like he was going to score. And with agility for whatever it's called, not Titchy, Stunty, you're basically dodging on 2+ all the way through, so trying to stop him from scoring, especially with a lot of our guys being behind over here, just didn't feel worthwhile. So what have we got? Can we knock this guy over? We can, in theory. Let's see. I think you may be on ball duty, Bartholomew. Okay, I think that's about what we can do. I'll be right back. Okay. Got back just in time. Okay, we both get a reroll. That's nice. Oh, that's deep kick. Which I'm okay with, because they have the speed to worry us. Okay, so we have kind of a defensive line on the kick, so let's go ahead and make 2 dice blocks with block. Okay, I think that's all the safe ones, so... Let's drop back a little bit. In case something goes wrong with our remaining situation. think what we're going to do is we're going to push up on that one, because that ties up two of his players, unless he blocks this guy. Do I want to do a I don't think I want to do a blitz. So what we'll do is we'll just move on up, which helps protect our mighty blow. And we'll see how this goes. A push is actually okay. We're not going to follow it because we don't want to give him free hits. I don't like the fact that he can come through this way, but he can. You know what? Maybe I don't mind it. Let's open that up and see what he does. Because if he pulls too many guys through here, that could result in bad things, and we don't really want our catchers getting hurt because they're so essential. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he could get one of them stood up. Knocking the Crocs over would have made it sort of a really nice turn. But it wasn't a bad turn, really. Yeah, I think that's sensible. Just, I think that's what I'd be looking to do. Stick a Crocs, especially one with block, on every Agility 3 guy you can, and just rely on the long-term blocking game to eventually wear us down. Otherwise, you give us too much room to maneuver our team around. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Just kind of pile in there, make it very awkward for everybody else to move, and work your openings. That's not great because of this guy. This is one of the few teams we've come up against where our blitzers are actually might get to use their diving tackle skill. Well, I mean, we've had a few, what would you call it, clinch moments with them, where somebody's tried to do one like last minute of a game or something and forgotten, and it's been huge in the game. But this is one of the first games where we've actually had all of our blitzers and had a bunch of creatures that might want to try and dodge through. So we'll see. Obviously our guys have to be standing up for that to work, and there's a fair chance they won't be standing up a whole lot. Okay, so they're putting back a sweeper. Okay, he's coming in. Woof! He sixed that first one. Okay. I think he needed to as well. Okay, so... Okay. So I could get to here. Or I could get to here, which I prefer. No. Yeah, so they're going to get a hit on the ball here. It's kind of tricky. Once the skink and the crocs made it through, I didn't expect the skink to get through, I'll be honest. But yeah, all he needs to do is make this hit and he's, you know, broken our cage. But I hope is that we can... I mean, we can push... We can fall over in whichever direction we want, which is something. I really wanted to move Valentino, but I also recognize that keeping the crocs in position is vital. So... down goes Benedict. So yeah, this is going to open up pretty open here. He's coming in with Slib... No, he's coming in with this guy, I'm sure. Probably re-roll that. Yep, got the drop. Oh, that's not what we wanted. He's kind of stuck though. Why not the follow, I wonder? Oh, I wish this guy was stood up. So he wants to, yeah, coming in this way is the way to go because there's no blitzers standing up. So that opens up a route for this guy. Probably go standing next to the ball just to get started. I mean, you'd rather have this guy standing next to the ball, but he's obviously got a more exciting route to get through. Maybe, no, I don't know. Yeah, I think, well, yeah. Okay, he did grab it, so that's a good thing. But now he's kind of stuck there. That's a bit risky because of diving tackle. Do you get to choose? Yeah. So that's why he's thinking about going around the side because of diving tackle, I think. Ooh, that's a lot of dodges. Okay. We really need a 3 dice here, but I think our team is a bit trapped up. Got a diving tackle on here, we got a tail on here. Okay. So we have to do some standing up here for sure. Oh, this guy doesn't have... Ooh, that's not good either. I thought this was our... So we might be doing... Okay, so this is what we're doing, and I don't like it. Just to get that out there. We'll pop you here. We'll pop you here. Okay, we did the first bit, okay. Had to leap to get away from the, Okay, there we go. Perfect. That was the double reason we were doing that. Don't really have anywhere safe to go. We have wrestle. Wrestle is not ideal here. Do we try and hand it on to... Yeah, I think we do. Okay, that's about all we can do. So yeah, the double reason we went with this guy is because block, very important, and as it turned out, that it was only one of our 3 dice would have got him over, and it was the block one, so had we used that other guy, I know there were other dice rolled before that, so it's not quite the same, but potential problems, right? So we risked the 3+ leap, because we knew we had a reroll to use on the leap if we needed it, and we also wanted the block and the mighty blow to potentially get one less guy on the field. And now, if he doesn't blitz this guy or this guy, it's a potential, or this guy. Getting through to the ball is going to be awkward for this guy, right? We don't have a cage, but we have kind of a wrap. Which is kind of what I was going for last turn, but just did a bad job of, if we're being honest. Okay, so just taking the blocks where he sees them. Where is the blitz going to be? Is this guy's... Oof. That goes Severin. I guess this is going to be probably the blitz, and then come on in. Or maybe he'll blitz the bear. Round from this way. It shows as if he was going to come this way, but... Okay. Alright, that's not what I expected. I did not expect him to try the 1 dice with Slibley again, because obviously that's a bit risky of him being a loner. Does that get through? Oh, it does get through. Okay, nice. Might try and pop this guy here. Oh yeah, here makes more sense actually. Oh, that doesn't make more sense that I can tell, but... Could go for the blitz here. Yeah, I think that's as good as we can do. Yeah, I think that's what we do. I think we go for the blitz here. A push will do, I guess. Come through to here. Then we try and hit this. Not really what we wanted, but we will use it. Go to the sideline. Not really what we wanted again, but we're doing what we can. Try not to use rerolls until we need to, because we may well need to do a lot of leaping. And we'll see how he plays it. Obviously we've relied heavily on what have we relied heavily on? Leap. Thank you. But yeah, it was gonna kind of be one of those games. Okay, that's excellent. Because he was using that to free up this guy, but now this guy's stuck. The more guys that are stuck blocking... This is a thing with lizards that I've learned, despite not really playing them. I've played against them a lot of times. And the thing that I've learned... Well, one of the things I've learned is if the Saurus get locked down, they have a tough time. I mean, it sounds kind of obvious, but more so than any other team, Saurus really struggle to get away from getting out of situations like this. Okay, that's another 2 Saurus lockdown. They really struggle, and that's why often you'll actually see a couple of break tackles on them, just so they can have a viable blitzing option, because otherwise you can just like basically take away all their blitzes by standing a person on each of their Saurus. So yeah. Now once they get Mighty Blow, it gets more and more risky, but as you can tell from this game, it gets kind of late in their development before they get that. Uh-oh, are we gonna... Oh, this is... Okay, no, he already... I thought he was going to get the revenge blitz there, but yeah, he couldn't do that. Might just stay where he is. Yeah. Okay. So, unfortunately, you just have to get up. Because we have to keep these guys locked down as much as we can. we'll follow that one just to get out of our own way. Okay, what can we actually do here? It's kind of tricky. If we had this guy free, we could try and surf them a bit more, but I don't really see that working too well. This doesn't really help. I think we have to try this, and the idea would be to push him this way. Is there anything else to do in the meantime? No. Okay, not really what we were going for. I guess we'll follow in. Yeah, that makes sense. Go up +1 strength there. I think I'm ultimately going to end up leaping out of here again. So he's going to come over here now. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So let's see how he tackles this, because I didn't entirely think that through. My hope was that somebody might fall over here, but I obviously knew that with no block it was not the most likely situation. He kind of needs to hit this guy before he moves either of the skinks, and he did get him over, so that's kind of important. Oh, and that lets him sidestep that way. Oh, and the injury as well. So I guess he's going to try and come through and get a 2 dice on him here. And then the question is going to be, can he block all our other guys to prevent them from being more helpful? That frees up Slibley. Who has been kind of a pain the whole game, so fair play to that. Looks like he's just blocking some of our guys further down the pitch. The fact he always does this guy is, I think, a little bit risky. So I wonder if he's going to move this guy. I think you move this guy up and then you blitz with this guy. Just because then you know, this guy has no dodges to do, whereas if this guy fails his dodges, well, that's that. So let's see if he can do some skink magic, because skinks are one of those players in the game that can do some serious magic. Oh, he's one-dicing it with this guy, okay. Well, may as well re-roll that. Didn't re-roll it? Why wouldn't you reroll that? Okay, got the KO. The only reason I can see for not re-rolling that was just being like, well, it's unlikely to work anyway. But that doesn't seem valid? I don't know. At this point in the game... Sorry, it's got kind of dark, hasn't it? At this point in the game, I mean, what are you holding off the rerolls for, I guess is the question. Well, our guys haven't been wanting to come back, so we are down 2. He is down 2. Here's a Skinks, though. Ours is a ball getter and a blitzer. Oh, hang on. He's down 1. We're down 2. Okay. I guess you're going on the front line. But yeah, I'm not sure what they were kind of holding on for there. Holding on, holding off. I think I would have gone with his first idea. I think I'd have... oh, you know, yeah, because my blitzer... was my blitzer standing? No, my blitzer got injured. So that was all 3 pluses, and he has a dodge built in for his second skink. I think getting your sidestepper diving tackle on our guy, which forces us to leap out if everything else goes wrong, makes more sense. And then attempting the 2 dice splits with the other guy with not much to lose. I suppose the only downside, and it's not a big one compared to what he ended up doing anyway, is that you might push it. We might be able to sidestep away from his diving tackle guy. But against our team, where you don't have to dodge anyway, it's not as big a downside, which I think is these guys can really grab the ball on a kickoff. Well, there you go. Right then. I don't think we're going to push for another. I mean, I guess we could get this guy in scoring position, maybe. We'll just try and, like, knock them off us. Yeah, I don't think we're even going to try and go in. I think we're just going to protect our players as best we can here. Oh, hang on. Got a call coming in. Sorry about that. So we are, this is the, if you've hung around enough, you'll know that this is the place we have moved into is new to us and needs a lot of work. So apparently that's going to start tomorrow, so oof. So that was just in regard to that. Had to find out what was going on. So what do we want to do here? I guess we'll just do this. And this. Really just trying to protect our guys. Right, so yeah, so just getting some information. So things are about to get chaotic. Hopefully it shouldn't interfere too much with release schedule of the game. We've kind of portioned off rooms that we're hoping to be able to use whilst they are ripping out the rest of the house. We shall see. So yeah, I figured, you know what, just go ahead and take your touchdown. I don't want to kind of like we could have jumped over and tried to get the ball free, but one extra touchdown on a guy that wasn't going to level up anyway. Unless we'd use Valentino, it just didn't necessarily seem worth the worry. That's the nice thing about going 2-0 up and you know, kind of like there only being like 3 turns left. You don't have to worry too much. So, oh, that's a funky cheerleader outfit. Very lizardy. So yeah, so in the end, that went pretty well. The only real kind of worry point there was when we dropped the ball on our own possession. But I know this is going to sound crazy. I wasn't as worried as I could have been even with that situation, because I kind of knew that we had a good surround. He'd have had to have a good ball. Like even, I mean, the ball dropped into an empty square and he picked it up. So in that sense, that went into almost as good a position as he could have hoped. And still we had enough guys, you know, we were going to have enough guys able to react to get it free. So I wasn't as worried as perhaps I should have been. But I kind of knew that it was a sort of, whilst we didn't have like a cage or anything, that was a relatively safe space. And the reason I don't like to do cages too much is because the kind of compactness of them does mean that they can get kind of surrounded very easily. And as a human team, getting surrounded by a team that is stronger than you is just bad news. Like, humans have a really tough time. Like, I feel like you have to do a little bit of screening with humans. Maybe you put a cage behind a screen, but you know, you soon run out of people. So that's why I like to use a slightly looser style of play, even though it comes with the risk of them managing to get the ball free. You know, at the same time, it does afford you the ability to be a bit more loosey-goosey and not get squashed in. We were always, movement-wise, even though they are a high movement team, I felt like for the most part we were able to keep the ball away from them when we needed to. And I was very happy with that first half, getting the ball away from that agility force gang. That was, I think that's the thing with these guys. If you can be patient and hold them up in their half for the first half of their offense, then when they begin to push in a less what am I looking at to say this? Like a less optimal way than they'd like to, because they're running out of time. Like, he had to push right to the outside, which you don't really ever want to do. We pushed him into a situation where you know, it opened up for us. And we still had enough players left because we were patient and weren't throwing them all in there like at the beginning of the half. So I think that's the optimum way to play with these guys. Just kind of like wait until you force them into what would against other teams be like a reasonable screen. That would have been a tough screen and we wouldn't be able to do much about it. With Kislev, if you have the players left still, you can, if you can make them make that suboptimal push, you can then kind of go on and get it. So I think that's kind of our thing. All right. Only 4 armor breaks for us, but we barely hit the skinks. That's probably one of the least skink hitting times I've ever played. And I'll give credit to our opponent for that somewhat. But also I think it's just that it wasn't, weirdly, it wasn't as necessary as it has been at other times. So Bartholomew continues to level up. Okay. So what do we give him? Okay, let's see what we could argue for. Diving tackle, sure. You could argue for catch, but okay, what about in general? I don't think we do strip ball because there's other guys that we want to give strip ball to. No. Not before we got diving tackle. No. Although not bad on this team, to a degree. No. You could argue for that, but I don't really want him to be the ball carrier. No. Dauntless isn't terrible, honestly. Fend is alright, but we can jump out of most things anyway. Shadowing, his lack of movement now makes that not so good. So honestly, you know, the other thing you could argue for is sure feet. And I'm actually wondering if we do that. So here's my logic. He only moves 6. With sure feet, he sort of gets a little bit bull centaur-y where he can kind of move 8 when he needs to without that. I'm feeling sure feet. Seeing as we've got to give him something and there's nothing else that's really like jumping out at me big time. I mean, diving tackle's good, but we already have 4 players that have it. So I think we're going sure feet. It's a bit wacky. But let's face it, it's a wacky team. He probably shouldn't still be playing for us. But as you can, I mean, he's still doing well. Despite his brokenness. As is Cornelius now. Cornelius has taken the second half of the season and woken up. Somehow Severin's still here as well. Despite getting injured like 10 games ago. We could replace him. He's only got 2 SPP. It's not like he's already developed. I'll think about that. So how are we doing now? 10-6-6. We've really gone on a run here. I think that's maybe 5 games in a row. Whatever it is, I think this team is coming into its sweet spot now. Despite having a ridiculous team value of over 1700. Alright. I am going to disappear. Because apparently the work people are coming to have a look at our house this afternoon at some point. Who knows when. So I will see you later, and bye for now.